Yannick Sinner is into his home Italian Open final after a 6-2, 5-7, 6-4 win over Daniil Medvedev. In mixed martial arts, Ronda Rousey submitted Gina Carano inside 15 seconds in their much anticipated comeback fight. The 39-year-old returning to the MMA after 10 years won her 13th of 15 fights via the win coming via an arm bar submission. Meanwhile, UFC CEO Dana White has announced that Conor McGregor is to return for a rematch against Max Holloway in the UFC 329 main event on July the 11th in Las Vegas. Well, finally, in the Betfred Super League, Toby King scored 2 tries as Warrington Wolves won 24-16 at Toulouse, while Hull KR held firm to claim a 2016 victory at Lee Leopards. That's all for now. We'll have more later. Latest sports news on Sunday. I'm Aidan Perkins. We'll start with football. And just a day after losing the FA Cup final to Manchester City 1-0 at Wembley, Chelsea are closing in on the appointment of Xabi Alonso as their new manager. The appointment of the former Real Madrid and Bayer Leverkusen boss is expected to come in the next few days, and he's set to be unveiled in pre-season with his contract set to begin on July the 1st. This after Chelsea lost the FA Cup final at Wembley on Saturday. Antoine Semenyo's delightful back heel giving City the cup once again. On Sunday, the attention turns to the Premier League with 6 games taking place. Manchester United host Nottingham Forest at 12:30. It's Brentford Palace at 3, along with Everton, Sunderland and Leeds Brighton. Wolves entertain Fulham at 3 as well, while the big game at the bottom as West Ham look for points in their survival battle when they go to Newcastle. That's a 5:30 kickoff. Moving on to golf, Alex Smalley is on 6 under par and leads by 2 shots after the 3rd round of the US PGA Championship, the latest major. A superb 66 left Rory McIlroy 3 shots back after the 3rd round, while Ludwig Aberg and John Rahm are 2 shots off the lead heading into the final round. In tennis, Alina Svitolina has won a 3rd Italian Open title, beating Coco Gauff 6-4, 6-7, 6-2, while Yannick Sinner is into his home Italian Open final after a 6-2, 5-7, 6-4 win over Daniil Medvedev. In mixed martial arts, Ronda Rousey submitted Gina Carano inside 15 seconds in their much anticipated comeback fight. The 39-year-old returning to the MMA after 10 years won her 13th of 15 fights via the win coming via an arm bar submission. Meanwhile, UFC CEO Dana White has announced that Conor McGregor is to return for a rematch against Max Holloway in the UFC 329 main event on July the 11th in Las Vegas. Well, finally, in the Betfred Super League, Toby King scored 2 tries as Warrington Wolves won 24-16 at Toulouse, while Hull KR held firm to claim a 2016 victory at Lee Leopards. That's all for now. We'll have more later. Latest sports news on Sunday. I'm Aidan Perkins. We'll start with football. And just a day after losing the FA Cup final to Manchester City 1-0 at Wembley, Chelsea are closing in on the appointment of Xabi Alonso as their new manager. The appointment of the former Real Madrid and Bayer Leverkusen boss is expected to come in the next few days, and he's set to be unveiled in pre-season with his contract set to begin on July the 1st. This after Chelsea lost the FA Cup final at Wembley on Saturday. Antoine Semenyo's delightful back heel giving City the cup once again. On Sunday, the attention turns to the Premier League with 6 games taking place. Manchester United host Nottingham Forest at 12:30. It's Brentford Palace at 3, along with Everton, Sunderland and Leeds Brighton. Wolves entertain Fulham at 3 as well, while the big game at the bottom as West Ham look for points in their survival battle when they go to Newcastle. That's a 5:30 kickoff. Moving on to golf, Alex Smalley is on 6 under par and leads by 2 shots after the 3rd round of the US PGA Championship, the latest major. A superb 66 left Rory McIlroy 3 shots back after the 3rd round, while Ludwig Aberg and John Rahm are 2 shots off the lead heading into the final round. In tennis, Alina Svitolina has won a 3rd Italian Open title, beating Coco Gauff 6-4, 6-7, 6-2, while Yannick Sinner is into his home Italian Open final after a 6-2, 5-7, 6-4 win over Daniil Medvedev. In mixed martial arts, Ronda Rousey submitted Gina Carano inside 15 seconds in their much anticipated comeback fight. The 39-year-old returning to the MMA after 10 years, won her 13th of 15 fights via the win coming via an arm bar submission. Meanwhile, UFC CEO Dana White has announced that Conor McGregor is to return for a rematch against Max Holloway in the UFC 329 main event on July the 11th in Las Vegas. Well, finally, in the Betfred Super League, Toby King scored 2 tries as Warrington Wolves won 24-16 at Toulouse, while Hull KR held firm to claim a 2016 victory at Lee Leopards. That's all for now. We'll have more later.
Defender thing. I mean, who knows if he got a shout? Maybe it was a shout. Maybe it was too late. He just did the typical defender thing of playing it safe, and now it's another corner for Dundee.
In towards the near post this time, headed to the edge of the box, right shot deflected by Olasanya, falls kindly for Aberdeen. Now there's a counter on as Nisbet brings it clear into the centre circle, feeds it out to Olasanya. I think he overhit that pass. He's about 10 yards away, but it's kind of gone through a sprinting Olasanya. Might not have been inch perfect. Cometio does really well to turn away from Kjartansson, because I don't think he wanted that pass. That was risky from Wright playing it into him. Aberdeen were trying to force an error and taking no chances at all. Again, after a pass back, pass out from O'Hara, Astley just sidefoots it into touch near the corner flag, effectively saying I didn't want it. And so it's an attacking throw for Aberdeen into the final minute of the regulation 45, but we're expecting a fair bit of stoppage time at the end of the first half. Well, 3 injuries, 2 looked relatively serious and 1 not so much. Long throw from the left, headed away by Jones, back towards Malloy, who lets it bounce out of play for another throw in to Aberdeen. Trying to go long, and they'll hope for get it a bit deeper. A glancing head in towards the 6-yard box, but smashed away by the Dark Blues downfield. And no real pressure on Malloy back there. Turns, finds Suman. He's going to waste no time smashing it back. He's not afraid to do that. Olasanya will try and put Wright under pressure. Right infield to Astley, who clears up to the halfway line. And ball won by Aberdeen. Not particularly good ball to the edge of the box, but it's a poor clearance. Now Samuels and Riley have got some work to do in between them. They do it well. Now countering after a nice 1-2, fed up to Wesley. He has to take a touch. It was drilled, kind of. It lost the momentum of a counter. Still no word on the stoppage time. We're into stoppage time. It's not flashed up on screen. Congreve down the right, crosses in towards the near post, headed away. Trying to keep it alive was Jones. He can't. Poked downfield by Kjartansson. Dundee will have it back on the halfway line. 7 minutes of stoppage time to be added on, and we've had almost a minute. I thought it might be more.
It looked like it could have been more. I mean, yeah, it could have been up to about 10, couldn't it? But 7 does feel about right. I mean, 3 injuries in there. One was the big head injury to Morrison. He's obviously alright. That was about 5 minutes itself. But 7 minutes does feel about right.
Ball on the halfway line. Dundee throw. They haven't threatened an awful lot since the goal, which is not saying much, bearing in mind that goal came in the 10th minute. Robertson had a shot from the edge of the box, forced the save. I'm not sure Dundee have had, Aberdeen haven't had many more chances than the one that they scored from either, as they're trying to change that now. Ball looking for Asanya. Cometio gets there first. Olasanya, he's penalised for just barging him in the back. And he's penalised. He doesn't like it. He vents his frustrations towards the linesman. I thought his pace might be a problem, but I think so far Dundee have actually negated it pretty well.
Yeah, they have. But I've admired the way that he's getting himself about a little bit. He's forced a couple of corners. that looked like they weren't going to be going out for corners, and he's giving away a few fouls and stuff like that. But I don't mind that from your centre forward, especially when his partner Nisbet hasn't really been involved in the game at all. Olasanya's trying to get involved in any way that he can, so I don't mind it.
Poor defending at the back for Aberdeen. They haven't cleared the lines. Shooting opportunity. Congreve can't keep it down. Side foot's over the bar. That's a pretty good one. A mistake at the back. Miscommunication. Wesley's made himself a nuisance. Just laid it off to Robertson. Squared to Congreve running onto it. But I guess he'll be disappointed he hasn't at least hit the target.
No, he's got to score. He has to absolutely score that goal. Big chance on his left foot. He's just leaning back and he just blasts it over the bar. He needs to just, try and maintain his composure and just calm down. But he's just smashed it over the bar. He should score.
Yeah, wasn't trying to hit it too hard. That's why he should at least hit the target. He tried to side foot it, but got underneath it. As Joe said, leaning back. Perhaps thinking about the glory before finding the back of the net. We're into the 4th minute of added time, a minimum of 7. Referees, it's a throw into Aberdeen on the halfway line left hand side. They're not really in a rush to take it. Malloy's waiting for an option, tries to find Geiger, but he wins a free kick. Backing into Hamilton. Astley got a second challenge in. I just wonder whether the contact was initiated by Geiger himself. Should it have been a free kick? Aberdeen won't care. They've got the decision. Free kick's near the halfway line, but they might send up the likes of Morrison and Milne. Malloy maybe. Cameron's taken most of their set pieces so far, and he's proven he's got a good delivery in. That's not the worst cross, but it's Jones underneath it, headering it clear for Dundee. Wright can't keep it on the touchline, so it's an attacking throw now for the Dons. 20-25 yards from goal, left hand side. Malloy over there. It's not the worst long throw I've ever seen. Maybe a bit too far out. It's into the box. Astley heads out. Keskinen stabs it towards goal. It lacked power, conviction and direction. Nothing going in it in his favour there. Wide of the target. Goal kick to Dundee.
Yeah, Aberdeen, the set pieces have been good so far from Cameron. That free kick there just sort of failed to beat the first man, and the throws as well have been good for Aberdeen as well. Like I say, they've been taking advantage of the set pieces, sending up Milne. He's probably the biggest player on the pitch, so he's been the target. But they didn't utilise his strengths there.
Long clearance downfield from the goal kick, flicked on by Wesley, but pumped back by Morrison. Cometio beats Olasanya to the ball, but he hasn't got much depth on his clearance. Clever pass from Cameron to Nisbet, left hand side, wide of the penalty spot. Did a full 360, waits for support. He kind of negated the overlapping run of Geiger. Dundee had now got bodies back behind the ball. Malloy goes down the line, finds Geiger. He's turned right, back to Malloy, drills it into the mixer, and it's Cometio got there ahead of the man. Shot comes in, deflected. Olasanya taps it in. They're appealing for an offside. Certainly O'Hara is. There was a deflection on the strike. Was he offside? I'm sure VAR will have a look. Olasanya, though, got the touch. Aberdeen celebrate.
I think he deserves a goal, Rob. I think he deserves a goal. He's got himself about a little bit, and he's tried to make things happen. Like I say, we'll see if this is an offside. It certainly looks like it could be. I don't know, but it was one of those where the ball just sort of came loose in the 6-yard area. It was in that corridor, wasn't it, between the last defender and the goalkeeper, and Olasanya was there to tap it in.
Yeah, it's in the 6-minute stoppage time. I mean, the deflection, if it's off a Dundee player, it doesn't really matter whether it was offside. I think when the initial shot was taken, he was onside. Obviously, it's a crowded area from the set piece, and the goal, I think, stands. The referee has already pointed to the spot. Olasanya, second of the game. And obviously, it was a semblance of a tap-in, but he needed to stretch. And Dundee, again, perhaps not convincing defending from set pieces. Got about a minute and a half of stoppage time remaining, depending on whether the referee adds more on for a goal in the celebration. Brief VAR check. Nothing that O'Hara could do, really. a deflection took the pace out of it. Olasanya's got there before he has. Wesley's turned his man, looking to equalise. Shot charged down edge of the box. He did have support there, but the referee has he hasn't added on much more time than he ought to have done. So that is the end of the first half. It's Dundee 1, Aberdeen 2. We'll be back with the second half soon. Off time at Dens Park, it's Dundee 1, Aberdeen 2. Dundee in front in the 10th minute. Congreve's cross nodded down by O'Reilly, pretty much on the goal line, tapped in by Wright. Aberdeen levelled in the 23rd minute though. Cameron's corner headed home far post by Morrison, and deep in stoppage time, another set piece. Dundee didn't clear their lines. A shot from the edge of the box took a deflection. Olasanya sliding in, beat a horror to the ball, and the Dons have turned that first half around. 1-2. Off time at Dens Park, it's Dundee 1, Aberdeen 2. Dundee in front in the 10th minute. Congreve's cross nodded down by O'Reilly, pretty much on the goal line, tapped in by Wright. Aberdeen levelled in the 23rd minute though. Cameron's corner headed home far post by Morrison, and deep in stoppage time, another set piece. Dundee didn't clear their lines. A shot from the edge of the box took a deflection. Olasanya sliding in, beat a horror to the ball, and the Dons have turned that first half around. 1-2. Off time at Dens Park, it's Dundee 1, Aberdeen 2. Dundee in front in the 10th minute. Congreve's cross nodded down by O'Reilly, pretty much on the goal line, tapped in by Wright. Aberdeen levelled in the 23rd minute though. Cameron's corner headed home far post by Morrison, and deep in stoppage time, another set piece. Dundee didn't clear their lines. A shot from the edge of the box took a deflection. Olasanya sliding in, beat a horror to the ball, and the Dons have turned that first half around. 1-2. Off time at Dens Park, it's Dundee 1, Aberdeen 2. Dundee in front in the 10th minute. Congreve's cross nodded down by O'Reilly, pretty much on the goal line, tapped in by Wright. Aberdeen levelled in the 23rd minute though. Cameron's corner headed home far post by Morrison, and deep in stoppage time, another set piece. Dundee didn't clear their lines. A shot from the edge of the box took a deflection. Olasanya sliding in, beat a horror to the ball, and the Dons have turned that first half around. 1-2. Off time at Dens Park, it's Dundee 1, Aberdeen 2. Dundee in front in the 10th minute. Congreve's cross nodded down by O'Reilly, pretty much on the goal line, tapped in by Wright. Aberdeen levelled in the 23rd minute though. Cameron's corner headed home far post by Morrison, and deep in stoppage time, another set piece. Dundee didn't clear their lines. A shot from the edge of the box took a deflection. Olasanya sliding in, beat a horror to the ball, and the Dons have turned that first half around. 1-2. Off time at Dens Park, it's Dundee 1, Aberdeen 2. Dundee in front in the 10th minute. Congreve's cross nodded down by O'Reilly, pretty much on the goal line, tapped in by Wright. Aberdeen levelled in the 23rd minute though. Cameron's corner headed home far post by Morrison, and deep in stoppage time, another set piece. Dundee didn't clear their lines. A shot from the edge of the box took a deflection. Olasanya sliding in, beat a horror to the ball, and the Dons have turned that first half around. 1-2. of time at Dens Park. It's Dundee 1, Aberdeen 2. Dundee in front in the 10th minute. Congreve's cross nodded down by O'Reilly, pretty much on the goal line, tapped in by Wright. Aberdeen levelled in the 23rd minute though. Cameron's corner headed home far post by Morrison, and deep in stoppage time, another set piece. Dundee didn't clear their lines. A shot from the edge of the box took a deflection. Olasanya sliding in beat a horror to the ball, and the Dons have turned that first half around. 1-2 of time at Dens Park. It's Dundee 1, Aberdeen 2. Dundee in front in the 10th minute. Congreve's cross nodded down by O'Reilly, pretty much on the goal line, tapped in by Wright. Aberdeen levelled in the 23rd minute though. Cameron's corner headed home far post by Morrison, and deep in stoppage time, another set piece. Dundee didn't clear their lines. A shot from the edge of the box took a deflection. Olasanya sliding in beat a horror to the ball, and the Dons have turned that first half around. 1-2 of time at Dens Park. It's Dundee 1, Aberdeen 2. Dundee in front in the 10th minute. Congreve's cross nodded down by O'Reilly, pretty much on the goal line, tapped in by Wright. Aberdeen levelled in the 23rd minute though. Cameron's corner headed home far post by Morrison, and deep in stoppage time, another set piece. Dundee didn't clear their lines. A shot from the edge of the box took a deflection. Olasanya sliding in beat a horror to the ball, and the Dons have turned that first half around. 1-2 of time at Dens Park. It's Dundee 1, Aberdeen 2. Dundee in front in the 10th minute. Congreve's cross nodded down by O'Reilly, pretty much on the goal line, tapped in by Wright. Aberdeen levelled in the 23rd minute though. Cameron's corner headed home far post by Morrison, and deep in stoppage time, another set piece. Dundee didn't clear their lines. A shot from the edge of the box took a deflection. Olasanya sliding in beat a horror to the ball, and the Dons have turned that first half around. 1-2 of time at Dens Park. It's Dundee 1, Aberdeen 2. Dundee in front in the 10th minute. Congreve's cross nodded down by O'Reilly, pretty much on the goal line, tapped in by Wright. Aberdeen levelled in the 23rd minute though. Cameron's corner headed home far post by Morrison, and deep in stoppage time, another set piece. Dundee didn't clear their lines. A shot from the edge of the box took a deflection. Olasanya sliding in beat a horror to the ball, and the Dons have turned that first half around. 1-2 of time at Dens Park. It's Dundee 1, Aberdeen 2. Dundee in front in the 10th minute. Congreve's cross nodded down by O'Reilly, pretty much on the goal line, tapped in by Wright. Aberdeen levelled in the 23rd minute though. Cameron's corner headed home far post by Morrison, and deep in stoppage time, another set piece. Dundee didn't clear their lines. A shot from the edge of the box took a deflection. Olasanya sliding in beat a horror to the ball, and the Dons have turned that first half around. 1-2 of time at Dens Park. It's Dundee 1, Aberdeen 2. Dundee in front in the 10th minute. Congreve's cross nodded down by O'Reilly, pretty much on the goal line, tapped in by Wright. Aberdeen levelled in the 23rd minute though. Cameron's corner headed home far post by Morrison, and deep in stoppage time, another set piece. Dundee didn't clear their lines. A shot from the edge of the box took a deflection. Olasanya sliding in beat a horror to the ball, and the Dons have turned that first half around. 1-2 of time at Dens Park. It's Dundee 1, Aberdeen 2. Dundee in front in the 10th minute. Congreve's cross nodded down by O'Reilly, pretty much on the goal line, tapped in by Wright. Aberdeen levelled in the 23rd minute though. Cameron's corner headed home far post by Morrison, and deep in stoppage time, another set piece. Dundee didn't clear their lines. A shot from the edge of the box took a deflection. Olasanya sliding in beat a horror to the ball, and the Dons have turned that first half around. 1-2 of time at Dens Park. It's Dundee 1, Aberdeen 2. Dundee in front in the 10th minute. Congreve's cross nodded down by O'Reilly, pretty much on the goal line, tapped in by Wright. Aberdeen levelled in the 23rd minute though. Cameron's corner headed home far post by Morrison, and deep in stoppage time, another set piece. Dundee didn't clear their lines. A shot from the edge of the box took a deflection. Olasanya sliding in beat a horror to the ball, and the Dons have turned that first half around. 1-2 of time at Dens Park. It's Dundee 1, Aberdeen 2. Dundee in front in the 10th minute. Congreve's cross nodded down by O'Reilly, pretty much on the goal line, tapped in by Wright. Aberdeen levelled in the 23rd minute though. Cameron's corner headed home far post by Morrison, and deep in stoppage time, another set piece. Dundee didn't clear their lines. A shot from the edge of the box took a deflection. Olasanya sliding in beat a horror to the ball, and the Dons have turned that first half around. 1-2 of time at Dens Park. It's Dundee 1, Aberdeen 2. Dundee in front in the 10th minute. Congreve's cross nodded down by O'Reilly, pretty much on the goal line, tapped in by Wright. Aberdeen levelled in the 23rd minute though. Cameron's corner headed home far post by Morrison, and deep in stoppage time, another set piece. Dundee didn't clear there.
Into the side. Two settled sides at least for the moment. Alderete over the halfway line, quickly closed down by Better. Everton happy to sit inside their own half and set the block from there as the ball's played long forward up towards Brobby, but it's a trampoline touch from him and it's cleared away by Everton, or at least tidied up by them. Mikalenko has it. Keep an eye, of course, on what's happening elsewhere. Brentford against Crystal Palace, Leeds, Brighton and Wolves, Fulham are the other games. It finished Manchester United 3, Nottingham Forest 2 in the lunchtime kick-off. Bit of a Saturday feel to this Sunday afternoon, strangely enough. Newcastle West Ham is your entertainment at 5:30. Ball at the moment. Sunderland just seem happy to keep a little bit of possession, Eric, and Everton not exactly forcing the issue in the early stages.
No, it's almost like Everton, they're playing as the away team, waiting for Sunderland to attack them, basically to hit them on the break. So the press at the moment, it's sort of not, it's inside the centre circle. It's just on the halfway line for Everton, and obviously that I can just only assume that is tactical from David Moyes' side to let Sunderland just pass the ball inside their own half, and they've won the ball, and they're going forward on the right hand side.
Yeah, a little bit of space to run into. A long ball in towards Better. It's a good one as well. First touch just couldn't quite bring it in. Difficult one coming round the side of the defender, but Better got his foot to it as the ball was whipped across from that right hand side. Found a little bit of space, the Everton centre forward, and the pass was delicious into him. If he takes that, maybe takes it first time, maybe gambles, tries to bring it down, but it's a good opportunity.
It's a fantastic opportunity. I think it was Melvin Roll on the right hand side with a cross into the box. It's a perfect cross. I think he did exactly what he should do, but for a terrible first touch, the control was really bad. So if you can't control it yet, then have a shot, but you control that and have a snapshot straight away. That's the best option, but he just bounced off his foot and into the goalkeeper's arms, but very good chance.
Certainly could have been a goal for Everton inside the first 5 minutes there as they pick up possession again with Roll down that middle section this time. Finds Mikalenko up to Ndiaye, but then back towards the halfway line as Sunderland set their press from the halfway line. Little chip ball over the top is surely too far, but the defender dallies a little. Oh, and then there's a stinging foul on Roll, who pops up in the middle. A hands up and an apology on this occasion from Mukiele, but that's not a good challenge at all, and that should be a yellow card for me.
It should be a yellow card. It's losing a 50-50 battle. Roll is on the ball and it just takes him down. It really should be a yellow card. I don't think he got a yellow card. Is it one of those end of season or too early in the game to give a yellow card? In the 85th minute, that's 100% a yellow card all day long, even if it's the first tackle. But it's a good chance and a very good start from Melvin Roll, both on the right and the left hand side. And free kick just on the left hand side, outside the box.
Yeah, he's across both sides at the moment. There's a penalty in the game at the G-Tech Stadium, by the way, and it's gone to Crystal Palace, who could have a penalty goal inside the first 5 minutes in that game. Everton looking for something from this set piece now, wide on the left-hand side. It'll be whipped in right-footed. Looks a little bit too high, easily punched away by Roofs in the end. No idea why he doesn't catch it, but anyway, there we are as he punches the ball away when there was no need to do so. The ball back towards the edge of the box. Full Roll again for Everton, who seems to be involved in everything at the moment. As the ball pushed back into the air, it's not cleared well by Alderete. Another chance for Everton to get a cross in, this one towards the far post. They were looking towards Keane, but it's overhit this time and goes all the way out of play for a goal kick. But poor free kick in, and then nonsensical punch from the goalkeeper.
I was catching the ball in the studio. It's an easy. That is a really easy catch. It's not a whipped cross. It's sort of a dinked cross into the box, and he just punches it out almost like he's if he sees an attacker and he wants to start an attack. But that's a chance for Sunderland going forward.
Yeah, but the try and battle the way through Angulo it was, who almost had the space to get a ball in towards Brobby, but the challenge came in just before he could pull the trigger on that pass, and therefore Everton could clear. Confirmation that Palace have scored that penalty at Brentford. Ismail Assar with the goal inside the first 7 minutes of that game. Still 0-0 in our match, but a lively start so far. A couple of half chances for Everton to get a chance in the penalty area. But so far neither goalkeeper troubled by an actual attempt on goal, as Ndiaye tries to get across the middle, loses possession, won back well though in midfield. Wilman gets the challenge in, but it breaks away, and Angulo is away again down that left hand side. He's up towards the edge of the penalty area. The defensive line comes back around him. He's smothered away, but he keeps possession. Here's Hume, poor ball by him into the penalty area, easily cut off by Keane, and Dewsbury Hall tries to clear it away, and then he's brought down. A little tap on the ankles as he spun back inside on Xhaka, who I'm sure knows what he was doing with his experience, but immediately apologises to Dewsbury Hall, and all is well.
Yeah, it's quite an entertaining sequence of play at the moment. Sunderland with Angulo there on the counter attack. When he got to the box, he had 5 Everton players surrounding him. He managed to stop his run and get a good pass on, but then next phase of play is to lose possession. But it's decent play by Sunderland. Then Everton tried to go straight in attack, so it's decent attacking football from both sides, or at least they want to attack. And now it's a corner kick for Everton. A terrible header from Gertrude. Not sure if he knew what was behind him there, but a bit of a gift of a corner kick to Everton.
Yeah, a bit of a mess there from Gertrude, as he's saying. Gives his side a headache inside the first 10 minutes of a first set piece for Everton, as James Garner will come across to take it. A lot of talk about this young man and his international potential, etc. He's had an excellent season for Everton, been a key driving force so far, particularly in the absence of one or two others, as the ball is whipped in by Garner, then high under the goalkeeper's crossbar, punched away by Roos. It'll come out though to Dewsbury Hall, midway inside the Sunderland half, rolls it back out to Garner on this left hand side, space for a cross, right for a ball in, deep into the penalty area, headed up in the air. It'll fall to Tarkowski, down by the corner flag. He wants it to run out for a corner, but he hasn't kept Brobby away from it, and Brobby has actually kept it in, and he will now head off down the left hand side up towards the halfway line. He's closed down quickly, but he wins a throw in for his side, and that was really poor by Tarkowski.
But number one, he's got a ball. He could just put the ball back in the mixer straight away, but it almost like he didn't trust his own ability to get the ball into the box, and he tried to shield the ball out, and just concedes the ball to Brobby. A very good play by Brobby. Yeah, pop from Tarkowski. Sunderland now in attack. Quite enjoying this start of this game.
Yeah, lively open encounter so far. Lefay picks up possession, needs some support, gets a little bit of help from Hume, tries to go for the second ball. Garner is back quickly, and the ball comes off the Sunderland midfielder in the end. Shake of hands between the two players from either side who were battling for it. Good fair challenges in there from Garner and Lefay, but it will be a goal kick to Everton, and James Pickford will do his usual, I'll go and wander off, have a chat with people, then finally come back and pick up the ball before we get back under play. Never one to take a quick goal kick. James Pickford likes to see how... Jordan Pickford, I should say. I was thinking of James Garner then, actually. My apologies. Pickford never going to rush. Likes to see how things have panned out and how Sunderland are going to defend these goal kicks, and that's all set. So he goes long this time, looking for Beto, but it's way over his head and bounces all the way through to Robin Roofs in goal. In the end, he just rolls the ball out, and Michele will bring it up towards the halfway line. Plays the ball out to Gertrude. He's quickly closed down though, and Sunderland forced back into their own half. Might not expect big things in front of goal from Sunderland. They've only scored 12 goals in first halves so far this season, so tend to be rather slow starters in an attacking sense, but they've certainly had potential possession so far in the attacking third, as Xhaka plays it into Lefay in that central area. Red and white shirts all now in the Everton half. They work their way down the right hand side, but Everton are saying, okay, fine, we'll just sit in then. At the moment, after a bright start to the game, we seem to have settled into a little bit more of a possession pattern at the moment, Eric.
Yeah, it's I saw it the first few minutes as well. Everton very happy when Sunderland have possession at the back, just to let them pass the ball until about the halfway line. Even sort of slightly inside their own half before they actually put the press on. So they are, in a way, parking the bus in order for maybe a Lamborghini in front of that bus to go on the attack afterwards. It's a strange tactic, but it's clearly tactical from David Moyes to play like this. And Sunderland now, they must have had 20 passes maybe before, and they still have the ball. So while I've been talking now, Sunderland just passed the ball.
Yeah, they passed it around in a 15-yard area,
yes,
so far. They've not gone anywhere with it. It's all very pretty. It would look great on the training ground in terms of the stats. The analyst will be having a field day with this one, but possession-wise, it's helpful for Sunderland, but in terms of getting a goal on the board, it's not, and they lose possession, but they do win it back fairly quickly as Xhaka ends up with the ball at his feet, and it's worked out over on that left-hand side. Mandava will play it out. No real movement for Angulo. On his 7th appearance for Sunderland since his move to the Stadium of Light. So he will be happy to get a bit of game time under the bonnet at least in this match as he starts the encounter. The only change for the Black Cats as Xhaka plays a good ball out wide. Ball comes in from the cross. It's blocked away. Will it be kept in by Mikalenko? Yes, it will. Nice little bit of play down that right-hand side as space opened up for Lefay, but just couldn't find the right ball in the end, Eric.
Yeah, no, but it's decent play by Sunderland, and Granit Xhaka managed to find the space in between the first press and the second press from Everton, and he had time to turn. He could have gone for goal for a shot, but poor cross in the end. But Sunderland dominating now, and I'm not sure if this deep setup from Everton, I'm not 100% sure if it's that planned anymore, because they're giving the opportunity for Sunderland. Now it's a shot over the bar after a throw-in's headed out. So yeah, very deep Everton.
Yeah, rather ambitious from Gertrude. He never really got over it at all. Controlled the ball almost up by his shoulder in terms of height-wise. With his foot, he jumped up in the air and then pushed the ball back down to the floor, but then took a ambitious shot from 30 yards, miles over the crossbar in the end. And so a simple challenge for the goal kick for Everton as they have possession deep inside their own half. Keane plays one forward. Beto wins the header, tries to push it towards Njai, but gets through to his back there, tidying up, and can easily get it back to his goalkeeper. Comfortable defending for Sunderland in the majority of this first 15 minutes as we stand at 0-0. Sunderland fans in the sunshine in the far corner of the ground from the camera angles. First season, of course, coming to an end here at the Hill Dickinson. And can have a negative effect sometimes on clubs moving to a new stadium, but largely positive experience for Everton without being spectacular so far this season. There's been inconsistencies and the inability to get a run together of victories that have stopped them pushing up towards the top six at the moment. Here goes Angulo again, steps inside and he goes down to the floor. Referee John Brooks is right on the spot, waves away any complaints, and the ball's cleared along by Pickford downfield. Flick header from Xhaka puts Alderete under pressure, and Sunderland rather fortunate to get away with that one, but they do clear the ball at least up towards the halfway line. And it's won back by Everton inside their own half, and Garner will just roll one onto that right hand side. Long ball downfield by O'Brien. No chance of roll getting beyond the end of that one. And in the end, it's back towards Roofs. Big round of applause on the 15-minute mark from the Sunderland supporters. As play continues with Everton in possession. A little space though just for the moment. Goals certainly been hard to come by, particularly for Sunderland. 37 goals for them in the season so far, 46 for Everton. You see the Bradley Lowry round of applause, and parents in the house today, a little tear in the eye on the 15th minute applause around the stadium. All the Sunderland and Everton fans joining in on that one in memory of that young man. Inspirational little fella, and getting a good memory applause from all around the stadium, which is great to see as his side Sunderland come forward down the left hand side. Angulo picks up possession, back to Xhaka again. Ball worked over onto this right hand side, but again Sunderland, as soon as they get into those midfield areas, it's forced back towards the halfway line. Xhaka pushes one out wide for Angulo again, who's up against O'Brien, but at the moment O'Brien's sticking to him really closely, not giving the Sunderland winger any space at all.
Yeah, no, it's not. One early counter attack, but that's not really that's on the counter when Everton are not in position. Yeah, it's neither Hume or Angulo has been really in the game to get the ball into the box and maybe challenge the back four. Everton at the moment, they are sort of pressing higher, but it's half-hearted. And Xhaka's getting the ball just outside the box, easily pass it back to the goalkeeper, and then for me it's reactive press at the moment from Everton. But just as I said, that they do win it. But yeah, they need to just get the intensity up a bit. Sunderland winning the battle on the intensity at the moment.
Well, technically speaking, according to the stats, we've seen shots from either side so far. I'm not quite sure where the Everton one comes from. Might be the free kick from Ghana that was actually punched away by the goalkeeper. Ooh. Because technically speaking, it was going towards goal, wasn't it? So maybe that's the Everton chance so far, or the miscontrol by Beto did bounce through to the goalkeeper. Well, he's not really seen a shot though, has he?
The better one is the best chance of the game, but that punch, maybe he created a stat there, Roofs, with that, for both you and I said, that unnecessary punch. But yeah, it's a weird game. I thought the first 10 minutes would be quite lively. It's more of very much a chess match. Granit Xhaka again on the ball. He's beautiful pass up front to Brobbey.
Yeah, Brobbey has to turn back to pick it up, and then he tries to find players behind him, but his pass goes astray. But then Everton give it away straight away in those central areas. Poor play, really, from both sides. Siddiqui with the ball at his feet, which has been rare so far in the attacking third for Sunderland. He'll pick it up again over on that left-hand side, and Gulo's gone back inside though, so there's no outlet for him over on the left, and finally it's worked back towards halfway, and Sunderland will be forced to reset. Alderete tries a long ball forward. Garner gets his foot on it, but it breaks for Siddiqui again over on that left-hand side. He pushes it back into a central area for Lefay, who seems to be knocked off the ball. Referee says it's shoulder to shoulder. I'm not sure I agree with the challenge by Dewsbury Hall, but anyway, ball is forward too far, and there could be a problem here. Alderete has pulled up, having pushed the ball out of play. He went over to try and challenge Beto and stopped as he kind of tried to plant his foot. Looks like he is okay for the moment, but something is not right for Alderete.
Yeah, it looks like it's the hip or maybe the lower ribs. That's the problem. Obviously, it's the ribs. Oh, he's basically running towards the ball, clutching his lower rib on the right-hand side, sort of in the stomach area. So it's a very weird place to get to like a strain, but yeah, interested to see if he can carry on. I think he'd probably be okay, but it definitely affected him while he was running.
Absolutely, strange one, as he pulled almost like he got stitch.
Yeah.
If you imagine that kind of scenario, you shouldn't go, oh, that's a bit painful in the stomach, but I'm guessing it's not. It will be some kind of muscle pull. He's there for a second. I thought it might be a hamstring. That was my first concern, the way he pulled up, and then you could see as he turned away that he was holding his side rather than the back of his leg, which was good. And then we see a shot from Lefay, and he tried one from the halfway line with the goalkeeper Pickford slightly out of position, and it went miles wide, almost ended up hitting the corner flag. So whether that counts as a shot or not, I'm not quite sure. Short breaking play here. Dewsbury Hall is down rubbing his knee at the moment, which is not a good sign for Everton. Doesn't want the physios on just at the moment, at least. And Alderete, though, has now gone down, so whatever it is that is causing him pain is definitely still not right. Goals elsewhere, hard to come by as well. Manchester United, Nottingham Forest seems to have sucked all the goals out of the Premier League so far. But it looks like Sunderland will make a change in this game. Alderete is getting some treatment at the moment, but there's already movement on the bench. We'll clarify who, what and where in a moment or two for this Sunderland side. But Alderete will continue to be worked on. We say no goals elsewhere except in the game for Crystal Palace. They lead at Brentford by a 1-0. Everything else stands at 0-0 across the other three games in the Premier League. 22 minutes gone then in our match. And we still wait to see Dewsbury Hall as well getting a little bit of running repairs on the sideline. He took a little knock just a moment or two ago. But I think this is a good time, really. I mean, I know we're in that kind of almost time-out kind of scenario midway through the first half. It is genuine injuries from both players, but a good chance for both coaches to have a word with their players here.
And they are. So it's Luke O'Neill who will come on for Alderete. But yeah, it's a strange one. A few goals now, but it's a very significant goal at Brentford, which means Everton will go above Brentford if they win, and Sunderland will go even on points with Brentford, I believe, if they win. So, in order to get to Europe, highest position for Everton is 7th, and 8th, I believe, is Sunderland, and Brentford is one of the teams they have to overtake.
Absolutely. So the European conundrum continues. It was changed again a little with Manchester City's victory in the FA Cup this weekend as well. As we are back underway, Luke O'Neill is on the field. He's on his 11th appearance of the season for the experienced defender. First season with Sunderland was back in 2018-19. But Alderete off the field then with that stomach pull somewhere on the muscles. Not able to carry on, and so reshuffling for Regis Labrisse's side, but as you say, a player who's well versed in the defensive duties. Luke O'Neill, the player to come on. The ball out of play for a Sunderland throw in, still inside their own half. Gertruda rolls one back, and Sunderland will try and play it all the way from right to left onto that far left hand side. And Dava plays the ball long over the top. Robbie is going to battle for it with Keane. It's Robbie who gets there first, but he's forced wide onto the left hand edge of the penalty area. Waits for support to come, finds Xhaka out wide again, left hand side. Mandava with the cross in, easily headed away by Keane, drops outside the area. And Sunderland will have it back again, but they've been forced back almost towards the halfway line, and Everton now have everybody behind the ball in blue shirts. Kelly tries to find a little ball forward, can't find it, but Hume does thread one through into the penalty area, almost finds Lefay into the box. Tarkowski quickly across to clear, but that was a lovely little ball through from Hume.
Yeah, fantastic ball through, and I think it's Sadiki's almost onto the ball, and Tarkowski just good old school defending, just boots the ball away. But yeah, nice little technical detail from Hume there, disguised pass through the press, and it's a throw in now, will be taken on from the right hand side.
Yeah, long throw up into the penalty area. It comes off the head of 09, just goes straight up in the air. It's half cleared by Everton, by O'Brien, up towards the edge of the box, and then finally pushes away. But Xhaka wins it back off Beto, and there's a chance for Sunderland to get ball in the box with plenty of red and white shirts in there. It's lifted in. Robbie goes up for it. Burnham gets there before him, though. In the end, it comes straight back to the Black Cats again in midfield, but Burnham is there with another good challenge, strong effort. Oh dear, that is a bad one though. That is a terrible challenge from the Everton man. There is already a yellow card out, and I'm surprised at the moment that it's only yellow. Referee has obviously had a good view of it, John Brooks, to be fair, better than we did. But Ronaldo Mandava is left in a crumpled heap on the floor, and we haven't seen a replay. Now let's have a look at this one, Eric, see what you think.
Yeah, it wins the ball, and it goes. I think its studs are on the floor, so it goes through the players. But it's a rash challenge. A yellow card all day long. It's one of those. If he gives the direct red, they won't overturn it. But I don't think VAR will get involved there. Luckily for him, he doesn't catch him with his studs. It's more his shin.
Yeah, he sort of twists his foot round, doesn't he?
But it's a terrible. He overruns the ball, and it just goes through the player. It's the only thing, if it's classed as sort of endangering an opponent, I don't think so. I think yellow is enough there, but he's on definitely a yellow.
Yeah, there was an initial reaction from a couple of Sunderland players, but I think everybody was in, and I'd say in the end, it wasn't too long before he was back on his feet, so it wasn't as bad as it first looked. Clumsy, certainly careless. Certainly you would class under reckless of the yellow card. Whether you'd go as far as you say, a red card is another matter. The ball is forward up towards the Everton box then from the free kick. It's headed away, bounces around in midfield as Roll gets a foot in on it. Drops for Sadiki over on that left-hand side. Plenty of red and white shirts still in the box. They can find the right ball back in. It flicks off the defensive head. Comes all the way to Mukulele on that far side. He claims it got a deflection off the Everton man. But it looks like the goal kick has been given.
I think a goal kick has been given. I think Mukiele is more of it's such a poor shot, so he's blaming the deflection for the shot that goes probably 5 yards off target. Very, very difficult angle that on the right hand side for Mukiele. But Sunderland still dominating the game. We saw with Eric Boonen when he won the ball before that free kick. Obviously, Everton's tactic is to win the ball and then go forward really, really quickly. But it's not working for Everton, and Sunderland dominated the game without creating so far any clear-cut chances. So it's almost like we want half time and have a proper team talk. It's not really worked that mini team talk we had just now with the injuries. But yeah, not a foul now from Everton. Bit more feisty, but yeah. First 10 minutes, I thought this is really great, but it's gone a bit downhill since then.
Yeah, it's not quite as open as we'd hoped. Wolves have scored at home against Fulham. Mane apparently has cracked one in on 25 minutes, a cracking goal. And Wolves lead by a goal to 0 then over the Craven Cottage side at Molineux. Free kick taken short in our game in the sunshine on Merseyside. As Everton force Sunderland to turn back into their own half. Roofs is way out of his goal to pick up possession, and a little triangle play gets Sunderland moving again. Long clearance downfield will come to 09, but there's a foul in front of him. Daly is pulled up for the free kick. He gives the referee the benefit of his referee knowledge before he heads back towards his defensive position, but it is going to be a clear free kick.
Yeah, it's a clear free kick. You just one of those where you just concentrate on the man instead of the ball. So because it goes for the player, he makes sure the ball goes past him, and he actually created a chance there if there wasn't a free kick. But yeah, Everton, I think, I'm not sure what they need to do. Obviously, they need to get their intensity up, but at the moment it's very, very slow from Everton. It's end of season. Do they actually want to go to Europe at the moment? Because at the moment, if they win this game, they are in Europe as it stands, Everton. So obviously Chelsea to play in midweek, but Fulham are losing as well, which is good news in that respect. Yeah, so there must be some encouragement for David Moyes to tell his troops at half time. Same. I wouldn't say the same for Sunderland, because they actually are playing. They're dictating the game. They're doing all right as an away team.
Absolutely, yeah. I'd say they are. Wouldn't quite go as far as say dominating, but certainly in terms of possession and where that possession is, they look most likely. Everton at the moment struggling to get a ball into the attacking third. Beto has hardly seen it. He will get it from Dewsbury Hall, but he plays a terrible ball back inside. Comes straight to Gertrude, will drive downfield, and he's brought down by Roll. And again, the referee is being rather generous here with his yellow card still in his pocket. I think John Brooks can't be bothered with the admin this week. He must have something else on to not want to have to deal with it all. But that could easily have been another yellow on another day in another game. That's a yellow card.
Well, it's a clear pull, and the Sunderland player is just advancing forward. It's stopping a counter-attacking opportunity, although it's inside their own half, Sunderland. But yeah, that. Again, I think it's the third. Obviously, the yellow card. Obviously, Eric Boonen had no choice to give. But the early on, the free kick against was it? I think it was Gertrude early on. It could have been a yellow card for Sunderland. But yeah, I think the admin work is good. Good way of saying it.
Yes, Pickford has to come out of his penalty area under pressure, ends up giving away a throw-in down by the corner flag on that left-hand side. We've just seen the possession stats for the first 30 minutes on our screens. It is 71% possession with Sunderland, none of it in a threatening area. Jordan Pickford hasn't got his gloves dirty so far, but he has to be quick and sharp there to get out of his penalty area. Was rather hoping, I think, that the ball was going to run a play for a goal kick, but it didn't have the pace on it. And therefore he was forced to hack it out on that far side for a throw. And that will give Sunderland the opportunity to launch one long. Clearly gets a little bit of banter from the Merseyside crowd, smiles away at it, throws the ball in, it's headed away by Beto. Well out of the penalty area, easily tied it up though. Siddiqui goes all the way back to his goalkeeper Roos, but the opportunity therefore for Sunderland has disappeared. the goalkeeper, all in orange this afternoon, picks up possession. To Xhaka, who's under pressure from Dewsbury Hall, and he tries to play out ball out wide on that left hand side, gets far too much on it though, puts it straight out of play. The Swiss international, former Arsenal man of course, as his former side play tomorrow night in that game at Burnley. Manchester City fans suddenly become Burnley fans tonight. The league table would suggest the odds of anything other than Arsenal victory are somewhat small, but you never know, as the old phrase goes, as Keane will knock a long ball out onto that right hand side. Good first touch from O'Brien, and then he starts holding his side as well, as though he's pulled a little bit of a muscle. He looks uncomfortable as he walks away. Must be something in the pre-match meals at the Hill
for
Dickinson.
both teams.
For both teams, yeah. Both got stitch. No, not quite. It was some rather more serious scenario in terms of a muscle pull for Alderete that's already seen him leave the field inside the first 20 minutes. O'Brien just a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, I wonder if the chef maybe is freelance and he can work for both teams.
Both in the same pre-match hotel.
Oh, that's the well, something there's something in the air at this stadium now where no one seems to be wanting to sort of have this quick sprint, the quick passage of play, just lacking. And Sunderland, as I said, 70% possession, but they've done very little with it. Everton, I don't think it's that tactical. They're just not on the ball at the moment. The Everton team, so something needs to happen. Maybe we would just rather wait for half time. Ball over the top now, straight back to the goalkeeper, and Everton a bit quicker now to put the ball in play. So maybe is it a bit more urgency from Everton? Well, or is it wishful thinking?
I hope so, because it's got to be, really, because it's been a really flat first 33 minutes really from Everton. Since that half chance for Beto, which he never actually got a shot in on target, it's gone really, really quiet. As the sun's gone in, so has the Everton power. It's almost like they've got solar panels on the back of the shirts here. Sunshine disappears, and so does the energy at the moment for Everton. Well, they have possession with Keane inside the Sunderland half, rolls it to Dewsbury Hall. He'll come back inside. Bunham picks up possession in the central area. His lunging challenge on Ronaldo led to a free kick, as here comes Ndiaye. Tries to find a bit of space. Gertrude pushes him back, but it breaks for Garner. Bunham has it again. Back to Garner. 35 yards out. Thinks about a shot. Gets one in on target, but no real problem at all for the Sunderland keeper Roofs, but at least we've got a shot on target, so that's something to celebrate.
Yes, a shot on target. The wrong choice for me to have a shot from that distance, because it's miles away, and it's a clear sighting of the ball as well from Roofs. It's so it's not like he sees it as it leaves Garner's foot 30 yards from goal, straight to the goalkeeper, easily caught by Roofs. But Everton slightly better possession-wise. They've got a bit of momentum, at least, to passing the ball inside the Sunderland half at the moment, and we have a shot on target.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a rarity in this game. That's the first one of the afternoon. No, Idrissa Gueye still in the starting lineup for Everton, of course. Jared Branthwaite also out for a while. Both of them on their way back from injuries, but not available for this game. Seamus Coleman on the bench in what will be his last game at home for Everton. Here's Eric Bunham, tries to play it into the path of Dewsbury Hall, but gets far too much on it, and Sunderland will clear up towards the halfway line though. Good challenge by Tarkowski. Might break for Ndiaye on the edge of the box. Even better challenge from O'Brien. He had to time that one to perfection, and he absolutely did. Thundered him with a challenge, but it's a really good challenge, but it's left him limping, and I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal. It's just a clearance from Tarkowski, and it almost falls into Ndiaye in the box. But that challenge just in front of Ndiaye, it's obviously it's on the ball or it's a penalty and a yellow card. So that's fantastic tackle, last ditch there, and Everton a bit of momentum now, throw in on the far side.
Yeah, Mikolenko will launch this one towards the near post. It's flicked on by Tarkowski, and Roofs has to shuffle it behind rather than anything else. Not a conventional save from the Sunderland keeper as the flick on came in. But again, it's another effort on target from Tarkowski, and it could have sneaked in.
It definitely could have sneaked in, but I think that's terrible goalkeeping by Roofs. That should be an easy catch, but at least he's putting he's basically stopping it going into the front post, so it's arguably probably a save, and another one on target is set. Corner kick with Garner now.
Lots of pushing and shoving going on in the 6-yard box, but the corner is taken short and Garner gets it back, tries to whip a ball in, it's cleared away. That looks like a foul by Merlin Roll, and it is a free kick for the man on loan from Freiburg. No yellow card. There's a couple of challenges that have been a little hefty from him so far. Just seeing Luko 9 on our screen again after that excellent challenge in defence. 37 minutes then on the clock, 0-0. We did see the XG come up a moment ago. It was virtually minus. It was that bad from both sides. They didn't even deserve nil at the moment in that first 30 minutes in front of goal. But they say a shot on target, it could be ridiculously high now for Everton.
Well, it's just gone up 0.1 from so it's gone up
0.1.
Just as we're looking at the stats now, it went from 0.4 to 0.1 and 0.16 for Sunderland. So 2-0 shot on target, but it doesn't. Shots on target there, none of them actually were real goal scoring opportunities. But at least the 2 on target. Maybe there will be 3 on target if that header was just now is deemed as a shot on goal. I'm not sure if that flick on will be deemed as that, but 2-0 to Everton in shots on goal, and Everton finishing the better after Sunderland been dominating possession-wise.
Yeah, certainly a better play from Everton in the midfield area, but just not finding the right pass. See it again there. Garner in a good position in midfield, looking to thread a ball through to Njai. Gets far too much on it and it rolls through for a goal kick. No wins in the last 5 for Everton, as we said. 3 draws against Brentford, Palace and Manchester City. 2 defeats against West Ham and Liverpool. And have conceded at least twice in all those last 5 games as well. But a lot more solid defensively this afternoon, but that's maybe dulling their attacking potential in this first half at least, as Sunderland look for a rare first half goal in any game this season. Ball's out of play on that far side. Which way it's going to go? It's going to be a throw into Everton. Just over 5 minutes left to go. Just seen a stat on the Premier League feed in terms of Mane's goal for Wolves means they're level on points now with Burnley. So there is a possibility that Wolves could end the season not bottom. Their final game of the season away at Burnley next weekend for Wolves. So it could be the decider of bottom place. I realise that is a small crumb of comfort to Wolves fans, but nevertheless it does suggest since Rob Edwards took over, at least there's been some signs that next season may look a little better for them. And
the goal difference is 4. It's a difference. So obviously Burnley play away at Arsenal. So most people expert thinking Arsenal might get a couple of goals because they need goals with a potential goal different shootout against Man City. So yeah, it could be a really interesting last game of the season. I'm not sure if the fans think like that though.
Yes, it's interesting in the loosest sense.
Yes.
I think nobody wants to be bottom, though, to be fair. So, if you can find a way not to be, it is at least a crumb of comfort going into next season in the Championship for both those sides, of course. We still wait to see who will occupy the final relegation spot. Here come Everton down the left-hand side. Dewsbury Hall whips the ball in. Beto does get his head on it, but he was always stretching and it kind of flicks off the top of his head rather than him being able to get any power on it, and it's behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, that's much better, and it's a really good run from Dewsbury Hall, like an underlap on the left-hand side. Dink cross in. Beto, he goes up almost too soon. So he's in the air, and if he just waits with the jump or maybe takes 1 step back, Granit Xhaka is shielding him there. So yeah, that's probably the second best chance of the game. The first chance for Beto was early on, which doesn't really count in the stats. It's probably the best chance, but sort of clutching on straws because it went towards the corner flag that flicked header in the end.
Yeah, absolutely, it was a strange old effort in the end. As Brentford have equalised against Palace 5 minutes before half time. Ouattara on the score sheet for the Bees. So Brentford 1, Crystal Palace 1. After Ismail Sarr's goal early on in the game. The only other goals we've mentioned: Wolves 1, Fulham 0. Still 0-0 between Leeds and Brighton. Not an important game for Leeds in terms of the table, but certainly is for the Seagulls. They look to try and cement their place in those European spots. with both Brentford and Bournemouth around them in those positions for the, well, we have to say that the minor places in terms of Europe. There's virtually more teams than there is Eurovision songs, isn't it, available in the Premier League now. Utterly ridiculous the amount of teams that end up in Europe. But anyway, ball forward into the penalty area from a long throw from Everton. It's cleared away over onto this left-hand side. Yeah, graphics on the screen showing us the league table don't show us where the ball is, but it finally appears for the feet of Dewsbury Hall. Plays the ball across the penalty area. It'll be picked up by Roll on the right-hand edge of the box. Comes inside onto his left foot, gets a strike and it's deflected. Oh, it's gone in. I think it might be Xhaka who's got his foot to it in the end, but Merlin Roll gambles, rolls the dice. He gets a little bit of luck and it spins up into the roof of the net. Roof's no chance in goal. It's Everton 1, Sunderland 0.
Yeah, it's a lucky goal for Roofs, but if you don't shoot, you don't score. So he didn't actually hit the shot that cleanly. It's rolling around on the floor. It's Xhaka. He's putting out, I think, his heel, and it bounces off his heel into the back of the net. As I said, goalkeeper got no chance. Thinking, will this go down as an OG? I'm not sure. We're looking at it again now, Steve.
Yeah, I think he was on target, wasn't it, at least, so that will give the defender the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, it's Granit Xhaka. Luko 9 actually is even behind him and may well block the ball as it comes across. First decent chance, wasn't the greatest shot from Roll, but yeah, there's a goalkeeper, there's Luko 9 right behind him. But Granit Xhaka has to try and block it. It sticks out a foot, but it flicks off the back of his heel. And there are literally two of his players behind it who would easily have cleared that. And
O'Nien actually goes down on his knees right behind Xhaka. So they're effectively one player blocking there. And then obviously hits the heel of Xhaka. Both very static in there. So they've decided to take the position in the block, and they weren't moving. So yeah, it's a decent effort. It's on target, so it probably will get a goal. Roll and 1-0 Everton, and they are now even on points with Brentford in 8th and 9th. But yeah, +1 goal difference Everton, +3 Brentford. So you know, a few more goals, more incentive to score goals.
Yeah, just having a look, because I know Merlin Roll is not exactly a regular goal scorer. You can say that. He's only scored, I'm just adding it up now, 2 goals in the last 3-4 seasons at Freiburg or at Everton. But he opens his account in the Premier League for the Toffees with a little bit of luck. And he won't really care how it's ended up in the back of the net. In fact, looking down his career, he's never scored more than 2 goals. Even when he was at Ingolstadt in the Bundesliga 2, he didn't even get on the score sheet very often there. So certainly not a regular scorer, but he's popped up with a key goal in this game, and it gives Everton the advantage going up towards the 45-minute mark. Will be a couple of minutes of stoppage time, I'm sure. Because of the injury, particularly to Alderete. All worked out on his right-hand side. Lefebvre changes his mind though and ends up losing possession of the ball, and Everton have it back again deep inside their own half. Long ball forward by Mikalenko is too far for Beto. Tries to put one into the channel but gets far too much on it, all the way to Roofs. And eventually it's Sunderland who reset. And Sunderland, I suppose you would say, yeah, a lot of 3 minutes of stoppage time, by the way. Sunderland with plenty of possession, absolutely no killer pass or killer touch, because Jordan Pickford, as we said, has largely been sat in his deck chair through the whole of the first 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's been absolutely no chances whatsoever. They have a chance to go forward now. So with Xhaka just outside the box, could be a chance. Poor pass out to the corner flag, so that ends up probably with nothing. But yeah, that sums up the attacking play for Sunderland. They probably scorn over the cross from Gertrude just because I said it, but it's cleared away again. A bit of momentum at least after the goal from Sunderland.
Yeah, put another cross into the box, a little bit too high this time. Trey Hume was battling for it. Siddiqui could have gambled beyond the far post. He was still out on that right-hand side, but the ball was in front of him as it spun away and the chance disappeared.
Yeah, Siddiqui, that's a tap-in by the far post. If Siddiqui just look at the ball, that's going to, if that drops, I'm going to be there. But he didn't expect either his own player and the defender not to challenge for the ball. Or they both challenged for the ball, and eventually the ball just goes out for a goal kick. Poor play from Siddiqui. And it looks like Everton will go to half-time with 1-0 lead. Sort of deserved or not deserved. I don't think Everton care too much, but it's a goal, and which makes it a more interesting second half, I think.
Yeah, could be a victory that gets them back onto an even keel. There's a penalty to Fulham at Molineux, by the way. Wolves leading by a goal to nil, but Fulham have a penalty kick, and at half-time has been called already at Ellen Road. Leeds 0, Brighton 0. In that game that's more important for the visitors perhaps than the hosts on this occasion, as long ball forward by Roos downfield, easily cleared away by Keane with the header, drops to Xhaka in midfield, and Sunderland have possession with Hume, but he can't take control very easily, slips to the floor, no foul there, just lost his footing on that occasion, Hume, and slowly gets back to his feet as Xhaka continues to play, looking for Lefebvre down the right hand side, gets far too much on it, and it's miles over the top of the Sunderland midfielder and goes out of play for a goal kick. 2 minutes of the 3 minutes have been played, and I said that Jordan Pickford doesn't exactly rush for goal kicks in the early part of the game. Certainly not rushing now. Plenty of Everton fans have already headed for the toilets and the concourses and the stands and refreshment stalls, with a few seconds left of this first half, as Everton have slowly got themselves back into this game. Started brightly first 5 minutes, but then Sunderland dominating for nearly the next half an hour before it finally saw Everton wake up a little from an attacking point of view. And they got their goal with a little bit of luck with a deflected effort from Roll, as Lefebvre tries to step inside of a challenge. Confirmation that Fulham have scored, by the way, from that penalty. So it's Wolves 1, Fulham 1. Robinson it is on the score sheet, and as that news comes through, the referee blows the half-time whistle in our game. Merlin Roll with the only goal of the first half, and at the break it is Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkowski with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkowski with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkowski with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkowski with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkowski with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkowski with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkowski with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkowski with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkowski with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkowski with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkowski with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkowski with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkowski with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkowski with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkovsky with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time, Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkovsky with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time, Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkovsky with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time, Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkovsky with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time, Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkovsky with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time, Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkovsky with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time, Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkovsky with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time, Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkovsky with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time, Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkovsky with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time, Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkovsky with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time, Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkowski with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkowski with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkowski with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkowski with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkowski with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Everton have the lead at the break, but it came in rather fortunate circumstances. Merlin Roll stepping inside onto his left foot, hit a shot towards goal. It hit the heel of Granit Xhaka. O'Nien was trying to block it behind him. Roos would have made a comfortable save, but it spun off the Swedish international's heel and spun up into the roof of the net. Other than that, Garner with a simple shot, well saved. A throw, Tarkowski with a header, that was saved at the near post. Sunderland yet to have a shot on target. Half-time Everton 1, Sunderland 0. Welcome to our second half coverage of the game from the Hill Dickinson Stadium. Everton hosting Sunderland. And the sunshine on half the field, the shadow of the stand now across the majority of this near side from the cameras pictures we're seeing for this independent off-tube studio commentary. I'm Steve Pearson, along with Eric Steiners, bringing this game this afternoon. It wasn't a classic in the first half, let's be honest, but Everton with their noses in front, with a goal that kind of summed up the match really in this first half. Not the greatest shot from Merlin Roll, but it was on target. It got the deflection, he got a bit of luck, and he got the goal that separates the two teams. No sign of any changes for either team, bringing the lineups in a moment or two. But Eric, I think from a neutral's point of view, we just want a bit more life in this game, don't we?
Yeah, a bit of urgency from both teams up to the goal. I think Sunderland might have thought they were doing a decent away performance with lots of possession, but with no, as you mentioned, no shots on goal, no real opportunities created. And Everton started brightly. They were really poor, sitting back, and we're lacking the urgency. We just need the urgency back. And obviously, European spaces are up for grabs for both sides. If they win today, it's a chance. I would have thought, at least for Sunderland, been away for so long, that European football would be a bit of a carrot. But are they thinking, oh, there'll be too many games to stay up next season if you go into Europe?
Absolutely, who knows? It sort of can be a poisonous challenge, but for some clubs it would be a rare opportunity. Seeing the stats, I was going to mention it myself, the ones that just popped up on our screens, that Sunderland have picked up 19 points from losing positions so far. They are second in the Premier League table in that particular stat. Only Aston Villa have it better. There's a foul here by O'Brien, and it's going to be a yellow card as well for Jake O'Brien for the challenge on Angulo. He grabbed hold, wouldn't let go, then pulled him back, then pushed him over the sideline. Then he went down rather theatrically, it's got to be said in the end, Angulo, but O'Brien never let go. Certainly a free kick. Yellow card you can debate, but I don't think you can debate the foul on that occasion. So a free kick opportunity for Sunderland, then wide on their left hand side, attacking the end of the corner where the Sunderland fans are. It's on the opposite side of the field to where this free kick will be taken. He puts it in, Pickford comes up for it, gets a hand to it, it's still in play. Pickford blocks the shot that eventually comes in, and eventually it's headed away then by Gardner, but it's still in there as it's lifted in towards goal, but it's more of a miss-hit cross than a shot actually. And it ends up in the hands of Pickford, who immediately launches one long downfield, looking towards Roll. Nice little first touch from him, but he can't keep his balance as he lands. And then he loses possession of the ball, and Roos will be the one to clear it downfield. It's flicked on, but too far for Brobby. He won't get onto the end of that one. And eventually it's back to Pickford, but rather frantic spell of play inside the Everton goal area.
Yes, a free kick from the left-hand side, and Pickford he just misjudges the ball completely, flicks the ball to the far post. I think it might have been Mukiele on the far post with a shot from almost a impossible angle, trying to get it into the mixer past the goal line, and just trying to get a deflection, but it's a block that soars, and eventually Pickford picks up the ball and he starts another attack, and now Sunderland win the ball again, and now Sunderland another free kick. So yeah, it's 3 minutes of a bit of action. I quite like it, like I said in the first half, and now free kick Sunderland on the right hand side. So Xhaka will probably swing this in to the far side. Mukiele is waiting there.
Yeah, ball lifted in, it's not high enough though, it's easily headed away on the edge of the box by Mikalenko, and eventually it'll come back on the halfway line for Xhaka again. Plays it out wide on that right hand side, a little bit of space to move into now for those in red and white as Sadiq tries to get some space, ball squirms away, two players slide in. Who did it come off last? Came off the Sunderland man last, says the assistant on the far side, right in front of all the Sunderland fans who give them again their expert knowledge of being assistant referees on that far side. We see a replay again of the chance that Sunderland had. Pickford flapping at it as Mukiele puts the ball back across. Could have been a tap in for Luke O'Neill behind Pickford, so the keeper had to make the save.
Yeah, he had to make the save, but I've just seen a replay. He actually puts it across the box. I think it might have been better just to put the lacing through the ball and try a shot, because it's 3-4 yards from the front post with loads of players in. But yeah, decent half chance to create a chance for Mukiele there, but is that Sunderland maybe best opportunity? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's going to be a free kick here to Everton. Angulo went up with Garner for a header, just caught the Everton man with his arm as he went in. Nothing deliberate in it, I don't think in any way, shape or form. Referee wants a word though with the Sunderland man. Just caught him on the side of the face. John Brooks has kept his yellow cards in his pocket for the majority of the first half, and he does so again here. No real problem from the Everton players. They got the free kick, knew what the scenario was, and play continues. 5 minutes gone then in this second half. Everton 1, Sunderland 0, but a bright start from the Black Cats. And the visitors line up with Roofs in goal. Gertrude Mukiele, 09 now, having replaced Alderete in the first half, and Ranildo Mandava across the back four. Xhaka, Sadiqi, Hume, Lefay and Angulo the midfield. Brobby up front. For Everton, it's Pickford in goal, who now has the ball at his feet. O'Brien, Tarkovsky, Keane, Mikalenko the defence. Burnham, Garner, Roll, Dewsbury Hall and Njai the midfield. Beto up front. 9 goals on the season in the Premier League for the number 9 for Everton, but he hasn't had a chance so far in this game. But he's in possession now on the halfway line, turns nicely away from a couple of challenges and then rolls it out to O'Brien on this right hand side. He'll come forward, needs some support, tries to take it himself round Angulo. Can he get room for a cross? He does get his foot to it, but his cross goes straight behind for a goal kick. So nothing to come of that particular opportunity. As it stands at the moment, Brighton would move up to 54 points in 7th. Brentford on 52. They're both drawing in their games. Brentford in the last current European place. Everton therefore level on points with Brentford. as O'Brien has gone down in the end and needs a bit of treatment off the field at the moment. So Everton will have a few moments to play with just 10 men as they drop back deep. Roll has gone in on right back duty, at least for the moment, while Everton assess the damage to O'Brien. Did pull up with a little bit of a muscle pull in the stomach in the latter stages of the first half, but really see what happened to him off the field in terms of the challenges. Beto comes flying in with a tackle, and Iron is there again with the ball. Beto's been left on the floor, but the referee's happy with the challenges. Garner has to defend against Lefay as he tries to attack the space where O'Brien isn't, and then there's a foul by the Everton man, and it will be a free kick to Sunderland. Strong reaction from Garner because they wanted a free kick from Beto. David Moyes is in the ear of the fourth official on that side, Ollie Langford. It did look like it was a hard but fair tackle in that sense. Beto was going in as well at full pace, Eric. It looks 6 of one, half dozen of the other for me.
It's one of those, Beto doesn't get the ball, and it's for me not a free kick. And then Lefay did really well against two defenders on by the corner flag. Garin involved again, and gets a free kick for his work. Decent position. Looks like it's going to be swung in by Xhaka.
He picked up on this right-hand side. Red and white shirts all beyond the far post. Well, the majority of them, at least. A couple now drift into the area a little nearer. The ball comes in looking for the penalty spot, but it's headed away by Dewsbury Hall, who was waiting for it. Worked out on that right-hand side. Madelele is there again. Can he get a cross in? He rather mishits one across the floor, and it's easily cleared away. And out for a throw in to Sunderland, midway inside the Everton half, in the sunshine on the far side of the field. As Crystal Palace have taken a 2-1 lead then at the G-Tech against Brentford. Adam Wharton on the score sheet, not a regular scorer from midfield, but he's popped up this afternoon for the Eagles as the ball into the penalty area. There's a few screams for a handball as the ball came in. Referee John Brooks wouldn't have had a particular view of it at all, really. Might just check for a VAR look at this one, because I'm pretty sure the referee wouldn't have seen it. Siddiqui tries to put it in. It comes off the arm. It comes off the leg of the defender, Igbunam, and then up onto his shoulder. I don't think there's anything in that.
I don't think it's a handball. I think it might have been outside the area, just outside the box anyway. So therefore VAR can't get involved. No, never a penalty. And I think the appeals were very light-hearted from Lefay there, with just pointing to his arm and looking at referee John Brooks. It's out for a corner kick, and this time it's Xhaka is going to take this. It was, I think, Lefay who took the free kick beforehand from the other side. So it'll be an in-swinger from the Swiss international.
Yep, he'll have a chance to whip this one in from the corner where the Sunderland fans are in red and white. It's whipped in towards the near post, headed away by Beto, helping his defence. Still not properly clear though, and drops on the edge of the box where Sunderland will win it back as Siddiqui heads off down towards the corner flag, but a poor ball back inside by him, and it's only picked up by Dewsbury Hall, although he runs it out. He's looking to try and get a throw in, and he missed the Sunderland man, and all of a sudden there's 4 Sunderland players all down the left wing, and they make a V-shape run into the penalty area, but the attempted pass through by Siddiqui eventually was blocked out, and it will be Everton who have possession. But Dewsbury Hall dallies a little too long, then he loses it, then he's brought down, and eventually it will be a free kick to Sunderland. Siddiqui was the last one to get involved, and therefore the foul comes on that just about on the halfway line in the end. Yeah, I've got to say, I thought it might have been a foul by Gertrude in the first instance, really. Referee maybe tried to play the advantage, but it didn't develop.
Yeah, but very scrappy. Did well, Dewsbury Hall to actually get back on his feet and to actually win the free kick in the end. But it's a cross coming in. Just almost sneaks in the front post from O'Brien from rather Hume on the right-hand side. And that could have been 1-1.
Yeah, he can see what happens. He tries to put a cross in. He actually kicks it and then looks down at his feet as if to say, oh dear, that's a terrible cross. But actually, it loops almost under the crossbar, and Jordan Pickford in the end has to push it over. It may well have actually just been hitting the top of the bar, but the Everton goalkeeper could not take the gamble, and it could have been a freak goal. The first one was somewhat that way for Everton in the first half, of course, with the deflected shot from Merlin Roll. And that could have been equally as lucky as Sunderland then take the corner towards the near post. Mikalenko wins the header. It's still inside the box. Knocked down again by Hume into the area. But Everton could now break as Dewsbury Hall races away from his own penalty area. Beto's on the right and Jai on the right. Beto on the left. And Jai tries to play it through, but it's too much on it on this occasion. And that is a poor ball in the end.
It's a very poor ball from Endai, but very good play from Dewsbury Hall, winning the ball after the first clearance. And Beto, he's got a clear sighting goal, but it's a very difficult pass. It needs to be hit by pace, otherwise the goalkeeper will be getting it. This time it was both no pace and too close to the goalkeeper, and Beto was standing there with his arms out and thinking, why didn't you just pass it to me?
Yeah, Everton currently stand in the European places then at the moment, well, the confirmed ones at least. Brentford, having gone 2-1 behind at home against Crystal Palace, now find themselves behind Everton in the table by 1 point. As it stands, of course, Sunderland also need some kind of victory to try and close the gap on those potential European places and maybe give themselves a chance on the final day as they come forward again down that right-hand side. A lot of the work over on the Sunderland right in this second half as Jacques has attempted crosses charged down. It'll go to play for a throw-in, about 5 or 10 yards away from the corner flag. Mukele comes forward to take it. It's a round of applause from the Sunderland fans behind him. He picks up the ball, wipes the moisture off it. And then we'll try and launch one into the area. And 3 red and white shirts at the near post. It's lifted in, comes off the head of Garner. Fortunately drops as far as Everton are concerned for Dewsbury Hall, who can clear it away. And Ildo makes a little bit of a mess of it, but finally gets it back to his goalkeeper. Roosters' pass out is not the best, and Hume slips as he just clears the ball downfield under pressure. Mistake by O'Brien. Ball through here for Brobby. Can he get that in front of Tarkowski? He does. Holds him off. Can he force it home? Yes, he can. Brian Brobby gets the equaliser for Sunderland. Shows the strength and the power inside the penalty area. Brushes off the defender. Smashes it home. It's Everton 1, Sunderland 1.
Fantastic work by Brobby. I think not many players is better to just hold off defenders when they're challenged for him. And he managed to just hold off Keane in the middle there. I think it was a terrible first pass in the middle there for was it Garner just gave the ball away. No, it's a terrible. It's O'Brien who just passes it into Brobby and he holds off Tarkowski and wait for the goalkeeper to go down, and eventually it's a really good finish from Brobby. Yeah, it's I didn't see that coming, but what was O'Brien thinking of there with that pass into Brobby?
Yeah, gave Tarkowski a real mess to try and deal with. It was a good finish from Brobby. He had to keep his head in there. Pickford was coming out. Tarkowski was still waving his legs around on the floor, having slipped down there under the pressure from the Sunderland striker. But a celebration for Brian Brobby then, as he gets his 7th Premier League goal of the season. And at that point, Regis Lebris, I suspect these were planned changes in terms of Sunderland, but they will go to their bench and change things around a little bit as Talby will come on. He dropped out of the starting lineup, of course, in this game. So he makes his way onto the field for the second change for Sunderland, after the first half with Luke O'Nien having to come on for the injured Alderete. 30 minutes left to go then. And it is Everton 1, Sunderland 1, and Everton's stay in the European places was brief as it stands, because that goal for Crystal Palace quickly followed by a goal for Sunderland to make it 1-1 at the Hill Dickinson. As we say, the last 2 games between these two sides have ended 1-1. Everton the king of the draws over recent weeks, and I'm afraid to say it's drifting that way again for the Toffees.
It does. It could be the 3rd draw in a row, and in all of those draws, including this game, they have been winning in those games and letting lips lead. Yeah, you expect Everton now maybe to wake up again, because I wouldn't say the goal was coming, but they were under pressure. It was definitely one team's going to score. It would have been Sunderland, so probably deserved equaliser, and that was a bit of a scrap. I think that they're trying to shield the ball out with no pace on it, and it stops on the line, and then they're claiming it's out. Not sure what the referee gave there, but not very good defending in that occasion. But looking at the Brobby goal again now, he's so strong to hold off Tarkowski. Tarkowski just drops his shoulder, and Tarkowski's on the floor trying to get onto the ball, and a very good finish from Brobby. I remember when he was like 17, 18 coming through the Ajax ranks. Maybe this is his breakthrough season, because it's been a lot of nearly seasons for Brobby early on in his career.
7 goals, we say, on the Premier League season so far. It gives away a free kick here. Tarkowski battles for it. He ends up on the floor. Tarkowski grins up at Brobby, who helps him back to his feet. No animosity between the two players at all. Just a good old-fashioned battle. As we see the match stats for the second half, just one shot on target from Sunderland, but it's the goal that makes it 1-1. Nothing at all from Everton. Not a single shot at goal, never mind one on target so far in this second half. And we're 62 minutes into the game. I think I forgot to tell you actually that Trey Hume was the man who came on when Talby came off, when Talby was the man who came on for Sunderland. So that's the second change made by the visitors in this game. Everton yet to dip into their substitutes bench. David Moyes sticking with the 11 that started, same 11 that played against Palace last time out. Here's Dewsbury Hall and tries to thread a ball through it. Actually stopped by Njai. May have been better to leave it because Mikalenko had gone on the run behind him. It was stopped before it got to the full back, and now Sunderland could come away in the opposite direction, although good tracking back by Roll makes the challenge on Siddiqui. And here's O'Brien looking to make up for his error, which helped to set up the goal. And now Everton have got a bit of space. Lovely ball through from Dewsbury Hall in towards Njai in the penalty area, but his attempted shot is charged down. Ended up with 3 Sunderland defenders coming back across. Excellent tracking back by the Black Cats to get players into that position to make the block. Everton still have possession though inside the Sunderland half. They'll work it out on that left hand side. Back inside towards Dewsbury Hall. He's got space to get across him. Whips one in left footed towards the far post. O'Brien heads it down. Roos will punch it away before it drops towards Beto, and eventually it'll be cleared away on that far side downfield. But straight back to Everton again with Keane. Good pressure here from the home side. Can they find a way to get themselves back in front? Here's O'Brien again over on the right hand side. Comes back to Roll, the goal scorer in the first half. And his pass goes square to Keane. And Sunderland have reset and got everybody behind the ball, but Everton enjoying a rare spell of possession in this second half inside the Sunderland half. Eric Bunham rolls one down the left hand side into the feet of Dewsbury Hall, and Jai then on for Everton down this right hand side. Garner wants more movement from O'Brien, but wasn't really forthcoming from the defender. And then there's going to be a foul here. Referee had a little think about it for a moment. Merlin Roll had gone down. Luke O'Nien with the challenge, gave himself a bit of thinking time there, John Brooks, but then gave the free kick, Eric. But looking at the replay again here, O'Brien, he's got to get that header on target.
It's a fantastic chance for O'Brien. It's a free header 7-8 yards out. Before that was led up to that, and Jai was free on the left hand side against 2 defenders just outside 6 yard box. He tried to dink the ball in the far corner. He get blocked at source, but Everton win the ball back again, and then the cross falls up, and that header from O'Brien, I think he's trying to head it across. I'm not sure why. If he tried to head it on goal, it's a terrible header. But it's 7-8 yards out. That should be a bullet header towards goal.
Absolutely, it should. As Garner then will take the free kick for Everton, lifts it into the penalty area. It's headed away by O'Nien. It'll be picked up by Njai over on that left-hand side. Back to Eric Bunham in those central areas. He comes forward, not at pace though, through the centre. He's blocked away. And Gulu forces him to pirouette back towards the left where Njai has it. He wants to put some pace in now. He gets away from the Sunderland man, rolls it into the box. Tarkowski keeps his feet. A bit of Bambi on ice inside the penalty area, but he eventually plays it across, and it's worked to Njai, central position. Blocked on the edge of the box as he tries a rather extravagant flick into the penalty area, and it's cleared away. Garner has to be careful because Brobby is up against him, and as he clears it forward, Sunderland play it downfield. Foul by Garner on Brobby. Bit of backing in by the striker, but a clear foul as well by Garner. And it will be a free kick. And at the moment, Everton are like Sunderland in the first half. Plenty of possession, no cutting edge.
Yeah, no cutting edge, but at least Everton have created 2 really good chances. But it didn't actually get the the goals they probably wanted, and I think role for Everton, he's actually key at the moment. He runs, and it's just a terrier in midfield. That he actually started the first attack from Dewsbury Hall, but by basically being a nuisance and just running for the ball. That's probably what you need, bit of urgency, and yeah, two couple of chances and a bit of pressure after the goal from Sunderland. But now Sunderland with a chance, poor ball into the box straight into Pickford. But I think a bit of a wake-up call goal there against from Brobby for Everton, who's sort of say 5 minutes. Just I mean, a dominated game, but they are in control at the moment, possession-wise.
Yeah, certainly dominating possession, but it's all in the midfield third, really, of the field. No changes to the games elsewhere. Brentford 1, Crystal Palace 2. It's Leeds 0, Brighton 0, and Wolves locked at 1-1 with Fulham at Molineux. 1-1 in our game then. 3/4 of the match gone. Still pretty unclear as to which way this one will go, or whether we'll end up with a third 1-1 draw in a row between these two sides, as ball is cleared away by Sunderland. There's a Sunderland man down on the floor. Referee not sure whether it's a head injury or not, and he's going to call for the physios to come on after Siddiqui ended up on the floor. See, again, he went up for the challenge with O'Brien. Yeah, there's nothing obvious in that in terms of a foul. O'Brien was slightly late getting across there with the header, but no challenge particularly. So whether Siddiqui's landed a little bit on his shoulder, and that's maybe caused the problem actually in this game. Yeah,
it's just a landing. There's nothing wrong, and obviously the referee didn't give a free kick. It's just, I think it's an awkward landing. It's not a head injury, so he didn't need to stop the game. But once I think Everton's momentum had gone in an attack, referee blew the whistle. Because to be fair to is it Sadiq? Was it Mandava who's down injured?
I think it's Sadiq who's gone down. Yeah, I couldn't quite see because there were players came round him straight away.
And but he's holding his chest more than his head, so which is good to see. But yeah, it's a genuine injury. We've seen a lot of sort of injuries that's obviously weren't injuries for tactical reasons. I don't think this was one, and it's. End up with an uncontested drop ball, and I think it was number 17. That is Reinildo Mandavo's out injured. It's 27 and 17.
I saw them both hit the floor. Could see a number 7, but we couldn't see the face of the player. He was laid flat on the floor, surrounded by Sunderland players and then by the physio. Now we get a proper shot. So he gets back up to his feet, and so we'll be down to 10 men for a short period of time at least in this second half, as he takes his 30 seconds on the sideline and Everton have possession. Just seen a couple of faces in the crowd well known to Everton fans, Tim Cahill here and Wayne Rooney as well, as the side comes forward here with Dewsbury Hall trying to find space on the edge of the box, but then he loses out. There could be a chance of a quick breakaway here from Sunderland. They'll work it to Brobby on this left hand side. Closed down though now as blue shirts start to stream back. Brobby continues the battle with Garner, and in the end it's a foul against Brobby. Much to his annoyance, I have some sympathy with the Sunderland striker. Thought the defenders were holding him up on that occasion, but in the end he clearly did foul Garner.
Yeah, so once he didn't get a foul himself, then he can't complain about getting the foul, because it's like just a deliberate pullback and a frustration tackle by Brobby. But I agree with you. He was unlucky not to get a free kick there, because he was challenged, and a bit of I think his shorts were pulled as well.
Yeah, 20 minutes left to go then of the 90 as Everton play a long ball forward. Gertrude though wins the header. Should be cleared away by Sunderland, and it is onto that right hand side. Lefay's closed down by two Everton players, still keeps going. And actually the referee has pulled it back for a foul. Didn't really see any advantage starting to develop there for the Sunderland man, so it will be a free kick. A couple of little sideline points for you on the evening game. Newcastle against West Ham. Kieran Trippier will make his final start for Newcastle United at St James's Park this evening, and Callum Wilson gets the run out up front for West Ham against his former club. So a couple of potential storylines there in the evening game in the Premier League. Arsenal tomorrow, Manchester City on Tuesday. It's all available on this service as the Premier League comes up to its conclusion next weekend. We shall see whether there's anything to play for in terms of the title race at that point, or whether it's all about the European spots and potentially the last relegation places as well. Spurs at Chelsea is also on Tuesday. So the last game spread over a few days because of the FA Cup final yesterday, as Dewsbury Hall tries to play a ball forward in our game. It's too heavy though for O'Brien, goes straight out of play for a throw-in, and there will be a couple of changes here coming for the home side. I think Bunham is going to be the first one to head towards the sideline. Picked up a yellow card earlier on in the game for a challenge in midfield, and he will head off with 18 minutes left to go. David Moyes finally decides on the substitutions, and Beto is the other one to come off. So Barry is on, as you'd expect, and George is the other one who will come on for Everton. And two substitutions I think we more or less called at half time, Eric, and it took a little longer than we expected for them to happen, I suppose.
Yeah, I think Beto in particular had some poor decisions, poor first touch. It's not his game. It's just been terrible. Almost like the concentration level wasn't there for him. I'm sure that's not the real case. But Tariq George now, it probably means that the role maybe go a bit further infield, and we will play out on the right hand side. The young player on loan from Chelsea. So he hasn't really kick-started his career going to Everton on loan. Very much sort of in and out of the team play.
Yeah, certainly is. No goals yet in Everton colours, and picked up one for Chelsea in the Premier League so far. But to be fair to him, he's only made about 21 appearances in the Premier League for those two clubs. But yet to get himself heavily on the score sheet. Although he comes forward here, long ball played in towards the edge of the box, but George can't get on the end of it as Sunderland clears. Xhaka somehow threads a pass to his left hand side to Siddiqui, and then picked up again in midfield by Lefay. He'll have to go backwards though, and Sunderland at the moment, I mean, Sunderland look content with a draw at Everton, but actually it's no use to them if they've got any European ambitions, because they need a victory.
Yeah, absolutely. A victory, a draw or a loss today is the same effect. With regards to Europe, obviously keeping Newcastle behind them in the table, obviously a draw is very valuable. They're going forward now with Brobbey, but ball over the top straight into goalkeeper. Yeah, so yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they will sit back for the draw and maybe try to hit Everton on the counter. Looks like George's gone out on the left and Dice moved on to the right for Everton. With Roll, as I mentioned, is in the centre circle at the moment. A bit more of his central role.
Yeah, a bit of sad news coming in from Ellen Road. Anton Stach has been carried off on a stretcher. A German who might play in the World Cup, of course, but not a good end to his season. Keep our fingers crossed that doesn't mean he doesn't make the trip to North America. Well, good to see players at this stage of the season picking up injuries, but one or two may have lost their World Cup place due to injuries so far. As Everton pick up possession again inside the Sunderland half. 15 minutes of the 90 left to go then, as both sides look for a winner on the final day of the season at home for Everton and Hill Dickinson. One more game to come, of course, in the Premier League next weekend. Here's Garner, turns away 25 yards from goal, flicks it inside to Roll, comes on to Mikalenko, then out wide to George. Rolls the pass, trying to find the Ukrainian again in the channel down that left-hand side, but it's blocked away. But Tyrese George still picks up possession. Looking at his options, doesn't have too many really, just has to go backwards for Keane. And it's into Dewsbury Hall, who steps away from a couple of half-hearted challenges from Sunderland players. Finds O'Brien, cross towards the near post, is blocked by O'Nien. And it's hacked downfield. Tarkovsky with the header, straight up in the air though. He will get it back though on the halfway line under a little less pressure, and finds O'Brien, who just manages to keep it in play. Just hoofs one downfield for Njai to chase. O'Nien shapes as if to kick it, but has no intention of doing so. And the ball goes straight out for a goal kick. So it remains, I was going to tell you the scores elsewhere, but the camera has just panned across, and there will be more changes here for Sunderland. So we'll try and tidy those up first, as Angulo is going to be the first one to go off. Looks like Rigg will replace him. As Sunderland potentially making 3 changes here in the final 14 minutes, and that will be the end of their substitution options. So Angulo first one off. We'll wait to see who comes off next as the camera follows Rigg off onto the field as he makes his appearance this afternoon. 13 minutes left to try and find a winner somewhere along the line. Brobby and Sadiki, the other two who are making their way off. Slightly surprised that Brian Brobby's going off, I've got to say. Isidore and Diarra are the two who come on in his place. You would have thought that Brobby might have had the full 90 here, because he certainly worked hard and worked well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been so many battles for the ball, which he's actually been winning, and obviously he basically created that chance for himself when he got it with just shrugging off Tarkovsky to get that equaliser. But he's worked hard. Maybe just fresh legs for Isidore up front. Diarra, Sadiki, that's like for like, and Rigg will go out on the left-hand side where Angulo played. I believe the youngster he's got quite a bit of a breakthrough season in the Premier League. I think it's 17th or 18th appearance for the youngster this season.
Yeah, certainly has made an impact to some extent. As Wilson Isidore, as you say, comes on. Just seeing the stats for goals conceded. Sunderland have the fewest goals conceded in the last 15 minutes of games. Everton have the highest in that sense. So you see where the pattern of play may come here, Eric, in terms of what the stats show, at least, if nothing else.
Yeah, I think last two games, I think Everton, 3 of those goals, 2 against City and
yes.
1 against Palace, came late on. Both winning in those games, and that Everton, they're still within the chance of Europe, but haven't won in 5. 3 draws and 2 defeats. So I'm not sure how much these teams really want these European places.
Yeah, it's difficult to know at the moment. You see Peter Reid in the boxes at the Hill Dickinson, watching the game this afternoon. Well known, of course, in the Everton midfield and as Sunderland manager as well. As Pickford is forced to give away a throw-in. Really frustrated with the back pass to him. It's never his fault, of course, whenever a mistake is made, but on that occasion, again, I have sympathy with the Everton goalkeeper. He's put in an impossible situation by the pass back to him, and no real outlet either.
Yeah, it's I think he's been overdoing it a bit. He goes back to the goal and he kicks the goalpost all on his own, and to be honest, he had control of the ball. It was a poor pass, so it's never his fault. The good deflection of a poor pass, this being really angry.
Yeah, he's certainly not pleased. And just to say as well, Graham Sharp, the former Everton legend striker, was with Peter Reid as well, watching on this game. So 2 Everton legends, plenty of them around the stadium for the last game of the season at home, as the ball's forward up towards Isidore, but it clearly came off, Diarra I should say, but it certainly came off his back and went out of play for a throw-in on that far side. 10 minutes left then, Everton 1, Sunderland 1. Everton drifting towards another draw. The games between these two sides drifting towards 1-1 for the 3rd time in a row, potentially. Sunderland have lost 8 of their last 10 Premier League games against Everton, so they will see a draw in the historical terms as a good result at least, although I'm not sure they'll find it particularly beneficial to only get a point in this scenario. Ball is out of play for a throw-in, which has been lost by Everton already in terms of possession. Ball up towards the halfway line, left-hand side. Comes back for Mikolenko, who would just stay in play, but he's now under pressure. Has to get it back to Pickford, who has no choice but to clear it downfield as Isidore comes to close him down. Can't be picked up by a blue shirt further forward, and Xhaka pushed it onto that right-hand side at the moment. Sunderland look the most likely after those substitutions. Here's Diarra, ball into the area. Can they find a path? Rigg plays it square, shot comes in, and it's smuggled its way into the bottom corner somehow. Lefay was the man who gets the shot in. It looked like he hadn't got possession of it properly, but somehow he managed to get a push the ball towards goal. It squirms into the bottom corner. It is Everton 1, Sunderland 2.
Yeah, found a great goal and great celebration. I'm not sure what it puts on this. It's some superhero mask he's putting on his head there. Lefebvre, but yeah, it's the substitute Rigg on the right hand side with the cross into the box. Isidore managed to just shield the ball so he can get a shot from a not an easy position, just 7-8 yards out. It hits the defender. He just crawls into the back of the net, and yes, Rigg and then Isidore with a great pull back, and it's the I think the other substitutes, Diarra is also involved. So it's a very much 3 substitutes and then the goal.
Yeah, I've just seen a replay of it now that shows why it kind of squirmed into the net, and Jai actually gets his foot on the ball, plays it against Lefebvre as he's trying to shoot, and so it comes off his leg. Actually, the keeper gets a hand on it. Pickford can't keep it out though, didn't really have time to react to it, so it's a bit of a lucky goal again. We've seen some odd goals this afternoon, it's got to be said. But that one, Lefebvre will take the credit, and it's got to be right man, right place.
Yeah, 2 deflected goals. The first, the one for Everton as well, a deflected goal. But yeah, well, what some substitutions. The 3 subs combining before the goal comes in from Lefebvre. And yeah, it's a lucky goal, but you've got to be there. And very good play by Isidore. He's doing the Brobby roll, holding up defenders. And now Everton will make some changes, and Sunderland are now in the European place, I believe.
Just behind on goal difference. Well, 9th might come into play, but at the moment just behind on goal difference.
Yes, indeed, yeah. And that can't be overturned, that goal difference.
Yeah, no, Brentford losing at home against Crystal Palace as it stands at the moment. Brighton being held at Ellen Road 0-0 in that game. Look like McNeil will be coming on for Everton. Possibly another change as well, but the Toffees have a throw in 10 yards away from the corner flag, right hand side. Enzo Lefebvre with the the Spider-Man mask on, rather, I should say. As the ball is thrown long into the air, it bounces around inside the box before it's finally cleared away, and Rigg will have possession, but he cannot get the ball under control. Now he's got 2 Everton players around him, and it's Dewsbury Hall who eventually gets it back to Mikalenko on the halfway line. Left-footed, long, high ball up towards the edge of the box. Tarkowski wins the header, rolls in there again, tries to shoot, but it just goes straight up in the air, and the goalkeeper, Roos, will make the save. No real pressure on him. Tieno Barry was in there in the penalty area, but it's eventually the keeper who gets it. He tries to clear it downfield, miskicks it somewhat. Ball goes straight up in the air, and it's won back by Everton in midfield, but they're forced back into their own half, so no immediate danger for Sunderland. 6 minutes then to go in this game. No changes in the scores elsewhere. All square at Ellen Road, all square at Molineux. And Brentford 2-1 down against Palace. Every game inside the final 6 minutes now, including ours, as Tarkowski has possession. Plays it across on that left-hand side for Keane. Looks for some movement, then instead just plays a long ball downfield. That's easy though. Headed away, picked up down this left-hand side for Sunderland. As Talby tries to find a bit of space, plays to get it inside to Isidore, but he's crowded out of it. Breaks for Ndiaye on this right-hand side. Wall of red and white shirts in front of him as he comes back into a central position for Garner. Here's Dewsbury Hall. Over to the left-hand side for Mikalenko. Out wide to George. The young winger makes his way downfield, finds his way blocked. Interaction with Mikalenko, and then he comes across George, gets a good ball in towards it into a 6-yard box. O'Brien with a header, and somehow Roos makes a save. It comes off his shoulder, I think, in the end. What a ball in that was from George, and a header from O'Brien. Seemed to do everything right, but it hits the shoulder of the keeper and flies over the top.
Yeah, it's you can't fault the header. The cross from George, I said, it's just phenomenal. The change of pace down the line, and the header is just straight at the goalkeeper. It basically, that's good goalkeeping because it's good positioning from roll. He's not too low, hits the shoulder, out for a corner kick, and that's what O'Brien should have done with the header earlier on. Tried to get it on goal. He clearly can do it.
Yeah, corner kick comes in and towards the near post. It's flicked on again, flashes across the 6-yard box, but there's nobody in blue to force it home. But Everton forcing the issue now, looking for an equaliser, and Jai's attempted cross is charged down by Diarra, and there could be a breakaway here for Sunderland. There's only Mikalenko back as Diarra drives forward, waits for Isidore to go on his left-hand side. Diarra towards the edge of the box, and he's closed down. Oh, he should have played the ball to his left-hand side, waited far too long, and that gave Everton defenders the chance to win back possession, but they've lost it now, and Sunderland have it over on the right-hand side, although the Sunderland side will slow things down now. Xhaka in possession, but that looked like a great opportunity. Diarra took the wrong option.
Yeah, but basically it's basically centrally going towards the penalty area, it drifts to the right-hand side. He needs to put the pass out to the left for Talby. Isidore is in the middle. They tend to receive the ball from Talby. Yeah, and then eventually he just runs himself into traffic. I think he loses his bearing, and he just runs into a lot of players up to nothing. But that's a quick pass for Talby there, and that will open up the chance for a cross in from Talby, which including Diarra could be at the end of.
Yeah, you see the replay again of that save. The Everton fans behind the goal could not believe that one had not ended up nestling in the back of the Sunderland net. You could see the looks on their faces. I think, to be fair, Robin Roos was somewhat surprised as well, as the man who made that header, O'Brien, is one of those who heads off, and that is the cue, of course, for Seamus Coleman to make his appearance. He immediately takes the captain's armband on his final appearance for Everton at home, either at Goodison Park or at the Hill Dickinson, after a stellar career for Everton. The other change sees McNeil, as I mentioned before, come on for the goal scorer in the first half, Merlin Roll. And a warm welcome from the Everton faithful, of course, to Seamus Coleman, quite rightly as well. Sunderland play a ball forward, but there's an offside flag up on the far side. Seamus Coleman signed for 60 grand. What a 60 grand signing that's been. 372 games, 22 goals, 24 assists from his fullback position. Club's Premier League appearance record holder as well. And as I say, £60,000 well spent from Sligo Rovers in January 2009.
All that information you have, Steve, it's as always very impressive. Yeah, but what a career he has, and it's a good ending to obviously being subbed on. That was obviously decided before today's game, and but he's on the losing side. So could he get a goal now, or be part of a goal? But now it's almost like he's giving away the ball in midfield. But he puts the ball back to Pickford, and Everton probably will restart from their own half with a long ball from Pickford.
Yeah, we don't want Coleman to make a mistake that leads to anything, so let's keep our fingers crossed for the Irish defenders. A foul here by Tieno Barry on Mukiele. And a goal at the G-Tech, and it could be an important goal because Ouattara has got his second of the afternoon, 2 minutes from time, to make it Brentford 2, Crystal Palace 2, which again changes the complexion slightly of the European places. Brentford now 1 point in front of Sunderland on 52 points. Sunderland as it stands on 51. Brighton still on 54, but the goal difference gap between Sunderland and Brighton is phenomenal, and therefore will not be overturned on the final day of the season. But Brentford being held at home does open the door for Sunderland potentially. Chelsea might have a word or two to say about that, depending on their game against Spurs on Tuesday night as well, before we go into the final weekend of the season. We're into the 90th minute then. Everton 1, Sunderland 2. Long ball forward up towards the edge of the penalty area. He's headed away by Keane, but then Dewsbury Hall heads it back towards his own goal. Oh, it's awkward here for Tarkowski, but Pickford's fortunately quickly out and takes control of the situation and launches one downfield, but too high for Barry and cleared away again by Sunderland. Coleman has to scamper back. 6 minutes of stoppage time for Everton to find an equaliser. As Keane plays the ball back to his goalkeeper Pickford, who does really well to get away from Talby, actually drives past the Sunderland man and clears it downfield. It's not good defending from Everton with the ball at their feet, but at the other end of the field here comes McNeil. Terrible pass forward by him, cut out by O'Nien, who just nonchalantly plays the ball forward and then stands still. There's no way he's going to go forward in possession of the ball as it's up towards the halfway line. Nice little flick inside for Isidore, worked out to Rigg. He's got support in front of him from Diarra. If he wants to play the ball into the path of Diarra, he does so. Plays it across. It's come all the way to Isidore. Oh, it's 3-1. And it is a mistake by Seamus Coleman. The ball came across the penalty area. The Irishman let it go, not realising that Isidore was still in the penalty area on the left-hand side. And he side foots home. Seals, it looks like, the 3 points for Sunderland. It's Everton 1, Sunderland 3.
Oh, but what a mess in defence of Everton. The cross from the right hand side, Diarra with the ball across, Isidore with the easiest tapping he can have after, as you said, Coleman decides not to challenge for the ball, and it just rolls across to the far post, 3-4 yards from the post, and Isidore, it's almost already in the back of the net when he's getting the ball there. Look at that again. It's I think it might be in fear of scoring an own goal. He doesn't go for the ball because he's facing the ball and he's rolling around along the 6-yard line.
Yeah, let me blame Jordan Pickford. It's not his fault really as well. He could have called to Coleman, but all right, let's blame the goalkeeper or anybody we can rather than Coleman. But he lets the ball go, shepherds it away, turns round, and in panic he sees Isidore racing in. Lovely finish, calm finish as well from Isidore. Finds a gap in between the defenders on the line and the goalkeeper to get the third goal. It is a lovely finish. There was a lot of work to be done there from Isidore, but it's a side-footed finish, and I say that could be 3-1. A lot of the Everton fans think so. They have already headed for the exit at the Hill Dickinson.
Well, Sunderland obviously didn't read a script. I once watched a game in Italy. It was Atalanta, and it's Gianpaolo Bellini's last game, the record holder, and against Udinese. It's a biscotto match. Means that it's a biscuit match, cooked on both sides, and Udinese score. And then it's a blatant penalty given away. Bellini gets the penalty and he scores and is the hero. They didn't read that script here in this game.
Absolutely not. I'm afraid not. And there are lots of blue seats that have suddenly appeared. None of them in the corner, of course, where the Sunderland fans are. They're enjoying their trip to Merseyside. The ball is played in. Coleman heads it away up towards the halfway line, but it's easily tidied up, although there's almost a mistake by Mukulele. As Barry tries to get past him. Clearly goes down under minimal contact, and play continues as the ball is cleared long downfield, far too long in the end. Comes straight to Pickford. 3 minutes of the 6 minutes of additional time have been played. Could be late drama at Ellen Road in the game between Leeds and Brighton as well. Sunderland fans loving that idea. I think they may have got wind of the fact that there may have been a goal at Ellen Road, and it's confirmed. The Sunderland fans suddenly on their feet cheering because they've heard that Leeds have gone 1-0 up against Brighton. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, the former Everton man, on the score sheet for that one. Leeds 1, Brighton 0. Here comes his old side Everton with the ball into the penalty area, cleared away as far as Dewsbury Hall, who tries the volley, but it's gone well past the right-hand upright, and that could be the last opportunity for Everton to get another goal on the board. Not that it would matter overall with the scoreline at 3-1. But that goal for Leeds contracts things again in terms of those last few spaces in Europe. Because Brighton on 53, Brentford 52, Sunderland 51. So Sunderland, in theory now, could jump above both those sides on the final day of the season with a victory.
And Brighton play Man United, Brentford are going to Anfield, Sunderland play Chelsea. And then obviously Chelsea, that could be a shootout match for Europe against for Sunderland against Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea play against Spurs as well on
course,
Tuesday. If they can get a victory there would be plenty of battles on the final day then for European places, even if everything else is sorted out, which it could in theory just about be at the top of the table certainly, although the relegation spot looks likely to go down to the final day as it stands, but who knows what will happen over the next 24 hours or so. As Everton come forward here, challengers coming on the edge of the box, referee happy there's no foul, and off goes Sunderland again. Granit Xhaka turns back inside, much to the annoyance of Wilson Isidore, who was racing away down the left-hand side. He wanted another goal. Xhaka was fouled by Garner, and that will be a yellow card for the Everton midfielder.
I think Usain Bolt would have a problem with that run from Isidore. He just went for speed, and he just... Granit Xhaka just dink it over the top and I'll be there. It's almost like he told him that, but But Isidore Diarra has been very good after coming in, been instrumental in both goals. So the substitution for Labrise has been key for Sunderland to get back into the game.
Certainly has. The substitutions have been outstanding today for Sunderland. Made a massive difference in this game. One of them on the score sheet, but helping the goal for Lefay as well for Sunderland. And here it is on the left-hand side then. Long clearance downfield, poor ball on this occasion. Goes straight through to Jordan Pickford. Wolves 1, Fulham 1 is full time at Molineux. We are into the final minute of this game, or at least we presume so. There will be a minimum of 6 that John Brooks wanted to play, and plenty of the Everton fans have headed for the exit, and all of them will do now because their side has been beaten at home on their final home game of the first season at the Hill Dickens, and it is Sunderland who continue to drive potentially towards the European places. Promotion last season, it could be Europe next season for this Sunderland side as they've taken the victory. It finishes Everton 1, Sunderland 3.